Trollhunters, episode 6 or 5, or yeah, 5. This episode is this episode, I don't really care for this episode. This episode basically just introduces the fact that we saw the bridge at the last episode, and then now our characters see it, and then it introduces the idea of changelings, which we already got hints about it before. But now we understand kind of what they are a little bit better. And then it introduces goblins, which the goblins and all this stuff, that's cool, but like, it's just a really boring episode because it starts. You have these goblins, they're on this truck and they're stealing stuff. And you don't know why. They don't ever tell you why they're stealing stuff from this truck. And then one of them dies, so they go on a revenge streak to kill this guy with his delivery truck. And so our characters stalk it out, and then they're like, oh, and then they stumble into the museum. But that takes up so much time, all the stuff before getting to the museum. It's not that interesting. And I wish that they had shortened down the story, cut out the unnecessary points to this story of this episode. And this is a problem we'll see in a lot of Trollhunters episodes. There are Trollhunters episodes that don't need to be episodes because the story. Well, not that they don't need to be episodes. This does need to be an episode, but it doesn't need to be a full episode by itself. This could have been condensed down, and they could have taken a part of another episode, stitched it together, and make it one episode instead of 2, maybe 3 episodes, and it would have been a lot better. The pacing would have been a lot better. Because as it is, we're just getting a boring story. And I really don't like Claire. I think she's just such a snobby character. Like, she'll switch motivations. Oh, now she's nice to Steve, even though she still thinks he's a jerk. And then she's kind of rude to Jim, and then she's not rude to Jim. And then it's just like, can you make up your mind? Like, it's such a bad character writing trick where they just kind of write her the way the plot demands it, and it's irritating, and she's an annoying character for that reason. And also just the voice acting, again, isn't very good with her. She is not whoever does the voice acting, I can't find much on her. She does not do a very good job. And I think this was her first voice acting performance. It definitely feels like a first voice acting performance. And not in a good way. And yeah, this is just, it's not that great of an episode. It's not a terrible episode. I still think it could have worked, but it just needed more interesting stuff happening. And yeah, the thing about Trollhunters is it was originally supposed to be a movie, and I could have seen it working as a movie, but Guillermo del Toro didn't want that. And I can understand because he has a lot of story, and that's why he didn't do that. But the story could have been condensed down into one movie, because each season has 26 episodes. Well, 13 of those episodes are what we call an arc, and that arc you could have condensed down to one. So all you really needed was 4 movies. Or even less than that. You could have made this a trilogy. Actually, you need like 6 movies, but again, you still could have condensed it down some more even from that. So I don't feel like this needed to be a series, but as a series, it's really enjoyable, and I really like watching it. But it just makes it frustrating with episodes like this. You could see how when stuff like this story would not have happened the way it did, and could have been better had it been a movie.